Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, this video is going to be dealing with provoking onto good works. Okay, and what I mean by that is, as we do these videos, I was listening actually to the elder apostle Ramlav's video, and I forget the title of the stream, but he did mention, okay, that with the times we're in now, when we do these lessons and these visual pistols, okay, your video should, be feeding, okay, the sheep to the point where when somebody watches it, they should be getting either edified or informed or learning something new, okay, or inspired to do a video, to do a lesson. Okay, just like sometimes you may be watching a lesson and as you're listening to it, the spirit behind it, you starting to feel that spirit. It's like fire, where if you're next to fire, you're gonna feel the heat. All right, and if it catches on to you, you're gonna burn. So that's how this word is. So and that's why it's also important. When you teach, you have to teach like you believe it. Okay, because there's an energy and a spirit behind what we're teaching. And if you truly believe the words that you are speaking, you'll speak with there'll be a certain passion behind your teachings, and it'll be edifying. Okay, but nonetheless, the scriptures say it. I'm gonna actually start off here in Hebrews 10, because we're definitely in a time now, okay, to keep your best foot forward. All right, your best foot should have been forward since day one. So I'm not gonna say to put your best foot forward. I'm gonna say to keep your best foot forward. Okay, we're in that time where you have to keep it forward. Okay, as a matter of fact, extend it a little bit more. Because I always say this, man. After this, we're not getting any redos. So you want to make sure you do it, you get it done, and you do it right. Okay, you give it the best you got. Because when all hell breaks loose, we're going to be hoping and praying to the Lord to deliver us. And you don't want to have that thought, because the Lord is going to know, of course, but you don't want to have that thought in the back of your mind where, yeah, you're praying and asking for deliverance, but then again, in the back of your mind, you like, hey, if I don't get delivered, I kind of know why, because I wasn't giving it my all, and I'm hoping the Lord still has mercy on me. You don't want to have that kind of thought. Instead, you want to be able to at least, have the thought that, what, I know I'm not perfect, but at least I did the best that I could. I gave him my all. So hopefully the Lord sees that and has mercy, okay, upon me for that. Okay, so this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. It says, and let us consider, as a matter of fact, let's actually go up a bit, 10 and 22. It says, let us draw near with a true heart in full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. Okay, so what we're doing, this is a profession. Okay, and you need to hold fast the profession of your faith without wavering. Emphasis on that, especially now. You have all the evidence you need not to waver. It says, verse 24, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. So that's why we exhort one another to keep on going and to keep on remaining diligent. Okay, that's why we encourage others to get to get involved, because that's a part of the good works. Now, the scriptures talk about the Lord not being unrighteous as to forget our labor of love, which we have showed toward his name. Now, if you're not showing any labor to the Lord's name, if you're not keeping the word of his patience, as a matter of fact, there was an individual that left a comment on the previous video I did dealing with the scripture in Revelation. Salaki, I forgot the person's name or the YouTube handler, but it was in Revelation 3 and 10, All right, they put the NLT version of it, okay, which was, man, it was on point. It says, because you have obeyed my command to persevere, I will protect you from the great time of testing. This is Revelation 3:10. That will come upon the whole world to test those who belong to this world. But what did the Lord tell us? He said, we're not of this world. Okay? If we were of the world, the world would love its own, but we're not of the world. Okay? But as it says here, because you have obeyed my command to persevere. Now, what did the Lord tell Peter? Okay? There's an example right there. And he told him 3 times that if you love me, feed my sheep, feed my lambs. Okay, so we're showing that we love the Lord by doing this work. And the scriptures talk about, see if I could find that, showing the same diligence. Because we all want the same salvation. And as we always say, that you can't, you cannot gain salvation off of somebody else's work. Oh, I'm in the same camp as, this such and such. So because of that, no. This isn't like a group XP, everybody levels up because one person is putting in all the work. No, whoever's putting in the work, they get the reward. You get the reward for your work. And that's what the Lord said. He said he's coming to reward every man as his work shall be. And really seeing the things coming upon the earth and knowing where it's headed, that should be more fire for you to do more works, and to do it passionately. You shouldn't, honestly, man. I mean, sometimes, you'll feel like this, the spirit might not be on you. Okay. But that's just, when you meditate and you read and you watch videos and when you're looking for an inspiration to gain the spirit, the Lord he'll give it to you, sooner or later. All right. But if you whatever, I just, neglected or whatever, you want to, when you're doing videos, you don't want to do it burdensome. You don't want it to seem like a burden. Oh, I'm doing the Lord's work, but it's such a burden onto me to the point where I hate it, but I'm just doing it. Then why are you doing it? If that's how you feel, then you're not a prophet. It's not in your spirit to do it. When whatever you are created to do, when you are fulfilling that role, you feel like you're being useful, and you can't help but do what you've been created to do. And when you look at the E, all right, wicked E, for example, why do you think all they do is wickedness? Why do you think all they're about is perdition? Well, that's what they were created to do. Okay, the vessels fitted for wrath. So that's what they were created to do. That's why they can't help but do wickedness, all right, and destroy everything they touch. And if you're a prophet, you can't help but to prophesy. You can't help but to do what the Lord created you to do. So if you're doing the works, but you feel like, you don't want to do it, and it's not, you're just doing it, there's no energy, there's no passion, there's no spirit behind it, the Lord ain't going, He's going to look at you like, yo, bro, all right, I just used you to get it done, but I'm not rewarding you. There's people who did the work of the Lord, but aren't part of the Lord's elect. He just used them to get the work done, and then that's it. You don't want to be one of those people. I don't want to be one of those people. Okay? This is Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. Which is, you hear that? Labor of love. Not out of spite for somebody else, or out of fear that, somebody's going to get on you and do videos on you because you're not doing the work, or you get cursed out. No, but out of what? Your labor of love. All right, it says, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. That's the labor of love. You minister to the saints and you do minister. And that's what we're doing. Okay, because the Lord requires it of us. Verse 11, and we desire, and you got to keep in mind, if you, let's say you were, I guess a contractor, or like maybe you want to build something and you hire some workers and you're watching them as they're doing their job. You're seeing the work ethic, the passion. You're seeing, there's those who come in late. You know, they don't do anything. They just sit around, and you know, whenever they see you, they try to act like they're doing something, but you assign them a project, they barely ever get it done. Then you have those that are, you know, average, and then you have those that are, you know, excel. They excel at it. They know what they're doing. They rarely make mistakes. You know, they always trying to go above and beyond. They're doing it to the point where you can notice that, hey, yo, this person, they're really good at what they do. You know, hey, even if they started the job not knowing everything about it, because of the desire to do the job right, they learned what they had to learn, and now they're doing it right. Now, afterwards, you might be even inclined to give them a bonus. And you might feel, yo, the next time I need a job done, I'm calling this individual. I want them to come and work on the next project that I have, because I know that they're gonna do it right. They're gonna set a good example, and they're gonna do it the way that I want. You see, so the Lord right now, what we're doing right now is like building that first building. You know, we're working on that first project. And based on our results now, the Lord is going to look at that and say, I want this person to work on my next project. I want them to be one of the governing body, all right, over my sheep in the kingdom. You know, not the person who is they fired, man. Or even if they're not fired, I'm not hiring them again. They breaking equipment, you know what I'm saying, wasting money. So if you're not an asset to the Lord's business, then He doesn't want you here. Now, He gonna use you for the labor, but then you're done. All right. Verse 11, it says, and we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. You see, and that's why it's important. And right now we're at the end. Okay, we're at the end. From here, there's no going back. Okay, there's no going back. See, for a couple of months, we were in, you know, sort of like a limbo where we know that we're not in the old world. We know things are not normal, but things aren't fully chaotic. But it stayed that way. You know, it stayed that way for a while, at least outwardly. But now we're at the point where we can see, yeah, it's moving again, and it's moving very fast towards the chaos part of the scale. So you can see it. We can see it. Times are moving. You know, I believe San Francisco just came out and said they're gonna require, the V pass, for restaurants and bars and all these different places. That's not gonna stop. It's a trend. That's how trends work. Okay, so you best believe now you got Ricky Tiki Fauci out here talking about everything needs to be, you got to set up dates for everything. Because what they've done is they've acted as though we've tried everything with you guys, and now we ran out of patience, and this needs to be done. That's that great wrath, But hold up, we never agreed. They're acting like we agreed to something, and there's a time limit, and now they're coming to collect. The hell you coming to collect? I ain't signed no contract. They're acting like we all agreed when this thing started that, all right, we'll all take it. Just give us some time. And now the time is up, and they're like, all right, look, you said something. No, we never said no. All right. And them demons came out as, oh, well, it's not going to be mandatory. But so what is it? And then they make an excuse to try and justify why they're switching up. And then you have ignorant people that go around and believe it and say, yeah, oh, you know what? It is an exception. It's not that they're just switching their mouth, but they're actually right. The quote unquote science backs it up. Okay. Keep following the science. The science will lead you straight to nuclear missiles, straight to starvation, straight to destruction. And then you can see how well the science works. You were just following the science. We follow the spirit. Okay, but as it says here, that we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end. Verse 12, that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promises. Okay, not slothful, but and right now you shouldn't want to be slothful. You should be excited, and you should want to constantly put in work. You should want to show the Lord, hey Lord, look, if I wasn't on your radar, I'm trying to be on your radar now, in the good sense. you know, because you know, I mean, we all here, and we all gonna need your help. Okay, so we're trying to get in your, you know, stay in your good graces, and show you that we're assets to your business. We're show you that we are workers that you want to hire again. You know, we want the bonus on the check. All right, but it says that ye be not slothful. Okay, when you go out there and you teach, you go out there and do it with passion. You know, when you're studying, you study with passion. When you praying, you pray with passion. Okay, and things are only gonna get more interesting from here. Okay, like we said, look, the worst is they'll slow things down, but there's not gonna reverse. The car ain't coming. There is no reverse gear in here. It's only accelerate and slow down. All right. So now let's go here to the book of Hebrews, because the Lord, there's a reason the Lord gave us this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and He gave us the portion of the Spirit, that we may use it to not only seal or activate, okay, and wake up those that are asleep in this time, but also to keep those that are awake and full and built up. Because not only are we waking up, all right, those stirring up the Spirit and the elect, okay, but we're also building up and exhorting one another. See, when you first wake up to this truth, you may be of the elect, but you're still inexperienced, you know, and you need that milk and the teachings to nurture you and to build you up. And that's what we're doing. As others are getting built up, others are waking up, you know, others are becoming teachers, okay? And that's the reason the Lord gave us this truth. It's a cycle. Okay, you get fed, all right? You learn how to make the food, then you feed others. It says, this is the book of Hebrews 12:1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Okay, because we have one goal in mind, and that's the finish line. You know, and as you know, hey, whenever you feel, you know, you feel out of it, or even you don't have to even feel out of it, but just meditate. You know, meditate. Now, we understand that regardless of what you imagine in your head, the best case scenario of what the kingdom will look like, whatever you're imagining ain't gonna even come in comparison to what it's actually gonna be like. You know, but nonetheless, whatever you imagine, hey, it'll be enough to motivate you. You know, oh damn, this is what I want, or this is what I would like, you know, and da. And as you meditate on that and realize this is like literally fantasy coming to reality, and then you realize this is how close we are to it, you know, you get that fire, like, yo, you know, we're close, man, and I want to make sure that I get on them ships. You know, I want to make sure that I get delivered, and that'll motivate you. Okay, well, what do I have to do now? Okay, well, I just did a video. Okay, I'll do another one. You know, what else? You know, and you can also pray for the Lord to increase your portion of the Spirit. You know, to bless you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and bless your lips to where your lessons are edifying. You know, to where your lessons accomplish what it is the Lord wants them to accomplish. All right, to where you're able to remain diligent, to where He can bless you with more topics, and you can grow and progress and not stay the same. Okay, you wanna pray for things like that. That'll help you level up in this truth. Okay, and help you keep growing. It's like, you know, certain prayers are investments, and you're investing in your spiritual career so that you may make it onto the end. Verse 2, it says, looking onto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before Him endured the cross. See, because that also helped him. He understood that what he would get for enduring the cross, which also helped him go ahead. Your desire for the kingdom should be greater than whatever your pain you may be going through. And if it is, then you'll make it through. Because you're like, look, whatever I'm going through right now, it hurts, but it's gonna hurt more if I miss out on the kingdom. Okay, so I'd rather take this than that. or I should say miss out on the first go around to the kingdom. It says, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. So for those that fell out and left, or put other things before the word of the Lord, you turn your back on the plow. It's not just that, oh, you're gonna miss out on the privileges that the elect will get. That'd be easy. No, you're gonna get punished. The Lord is gonna punish you. Okay, he's gonna bring judgment, heavy, harsh judgment, because there's consequences for your actions. Okay, there's consequences for your actions. But now you're starting to see, which a lot of people are starting to see, that this is why we told you that the truth is the most important thing. No matter what else you're doing in the world, you have to always keep in mind that whatever you're doing in the world is temporary, but this truth will last forever. Okay, so you have to put more into this truth, structure your life around this truth. You put other things last. You inconvenience other things for the truth, not the other way around. You don't inconvenience the word of the Lord or your time to serve the Lord because you're doing other things, because those other things is going to come to a point where you can't do them anymore. But all the time is still wasted. You've wasted all the time you invested in them, and now you're not going to benefit from them. And what you should have been investing your time in, you're not going to benefit from that either, because you didn't put enough time in it. All right. So like we said, of course, you do what you have to do. You use the world, but don't abuse it. Don't overdo it. Understand that regardless of what it is that I'm doing now, I know that the most important thing that I should be doing is this. So that's what I give it the value, okay, and the time that it deserves. Because once again, it's an investment. All right. So let's see. Actually, let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 21. I ended off with this. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse, I'm just going to go to the point, verse 3. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. And understand that as we read about the agenda, all right, of this beast and the dangers and the threats he's going to come with, the closer that is, guess what? The closer the victory is. Because along with the prophecies of what he would do was the prophecies of how it would end, how he would get taken out, what would happen to those that remain faithful to the Lord, what the salvation would look like. Okay, with tribulation comes deliverance. All right, with destruction comes salvation. So yes, we're close to these draconian mandates, but along with that comes the standard being lifted. Along with that comes those that had gotten victory over the beast. Okay, so fret not, man, because the closer they bring this thing, the closer we are to getting delivered. And that's why the scripture said that our salvation is nearer than when we believed. And if you take a wrong step now, all right, you could be literally weeks away from missing out, man. Or you could have been weeks away from getting it, but then you went and made one stupid move and you just lost out on it. All right, verse 4 says, and the power shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. That means immortality, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And we're this close to those former things being passed away and us becoming gods on the earth. And Lord willing, I'll do a video going into that, maybe a stream or something. All right, going into these things, because it's always good to meditate on these rewards, and how magnificent they are, but yet how close they are, which is that motivation, man. Okay, so with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.